Trump warned Supreme Court tariff ruling could trigger $3 trillion unwind. By the way, this would be the dumbest thing they ever do, okay? Ever do. If they pull this off, it'll be the dumbest thing that they could ever do if they pass this thing. President issues a warning on Monday on Truth Social, claiming that the U.S. Supreme Court received the wrong numbers in pending case that challenges the authority to impose tariffs under emergency powers. Trump said an adverse decision could lead to an economic unwind exceeding $3 trillion, calling it an insurmountable national security event that would be devastating to the future of our country, possibly non-sustainable. The High Court is set to review whether Trump's use of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to levy tariffs on imported goods without the additional congressional approval was lawful. A ruling against Trump could require the government to refund billions of dollars in duties collected since 2024, potentially reshaping, can you turn off your phone, guys, U.S. trade policy and testing the limits of the Presidential Economic Authority. According to Treasury data reviewed by Fox Business, the U.S. collected more than $213 billion in tariffs revenue through late September 2025, including record monthly totals of more than $31 billion in August and more than $31 billion in September. Earlier in the year, revenues ranged from $17.4 billion to $29 billion in July. Is this the president talking about it, Rob?
Yes. This is actually USA Today covering the story.
Go for it.
U.S. President Donald Trump is warning of an economic and national security disaster if the Supreme Court overturns its use of emergency powers to impose sweeping tariffs on nearly every country. Speaking Monday, Trump claimed the tariffs have generated trillions in tariff and investment income.
The numbers were reported so incorrectly. The real numbers are trillions of dollars have been taken in or gotten in terms of investment from the tariffs.
Trump had previously floated the idea of using tariff revenues to pay for what he calls a dividend to lower-earning Americans, and repeated his plans on Monday.
We're going to issue a dividend.
Hang on one second. Let him finish this part.
To our middle-income people and lower-income people of about $2,000, and we're going to use the remaining tariffs to lower our debt.
During last week's oral...
right there. So, Tom, talking about this tariffs. One, we talked about this last week. Can they do it? Obviously, they have Supreme Court control right now, which is, 6-3. Even if he loses, what's her name, Barrett, Coney Barrett, even if she goes against him, that's still 5-4. So he has the control still. But the reality of it is the fact that this is a topic of discussion they're discussing. I have a few ideas here, but I want to go to you first. Tom, go for it.
So here's what I see. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I can't hear me. Here's what I see. The Supreme Court could come back and say, hey, you don't have the authority under IEPA, the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. However, a good Congress would say, but are the tariffs working? Did we get some negotiation? Did we get some results here? Hang on a second. Let's keep this. That's how a functioning non-militant government would work, but that's not what we have right now. We have a very militant Congress that has a huge block of Democrats that are like, no matter what, get Trump out, hurt Trump, and they really don't care about the economy. So there is a group in there that unwinding it to create such economic calamity just to grab more seats and power at the midterms coming up in 11 months and 2 weeks, they would do it. But unwinding this would be horrible. And Trump's comment about unwinding it is true. Companies have come back and said, hey, you know what? Thanks to the tariffs, things have changed. Economics have changed. We're going to invest, just this year, it was $1.5 billion we're going to invest in the U.S. to bring jobs and stuff back. Well, that's because of the tariffs and the other countries playing nice. And if you unwind it, the other countries can go back and say, well, that was easy. His own Congress just screwed him over, and they're using the Supreme Court decision. Yeah. So guess what? We can go back to playing like we used to under Biden. That would be bad. That would be really bad.
Not only would it be bad, the amount of success we've had with this, to take it back to, we get only $80 billion of revenue every year from tariffs. It's the income we got. We didn't get a lot of revenue from tariffs. Now we are at $300 billion in tariffs, potentially $400 billion trajectory, the way it's going. And then it could lead into $500 billion per year. Over 10 years could be $5 trillion of revenue coming in, not including all the other people that are being forced to invest in. That's the chart, which we've looked at many times. But I will tell you what I think the president was doing. The president was playing chess with these guys when he said, I'm going to give $2,000 income to the people that are low-income earners on the tariff side. And you know what that does? So imagine he knows if it even gets close to them pushing for this not to happen, he's going to go to the low income and middle income and say, they just took a couple $1,000s away from you. That's yours. They took that away from you. All the taxes they did, they took that away from you. And how do you feel about it? So he's cornering them. I'm 80%. If I were to go to Kalshi and do a, what do you call it? Whether this
open a market and see what the public thinks?
If we were to go open a market on what we think this is going to do with tariffs passing or not, I would be very optimistic about going through. Like I said, it's the dumbest thing if they don't do this, Brandon.
Yeah, this is the hill to die on. And the law's a funny thing, the way that you interpret the law. I don't even think that they have the grounds to do this because everybody's looking at tariffs as an economic issue. But no, it's a national security issue. And that's what the Constitution says, that that from an economic standpoint, it's in the power of Congress to decide what happens with tariffs. But if it's a matter of national security, then it's the president. And every single thing he's doing with tariffs is a matter of national security. Like, it's not just the $300 billion that he's taken in, it's the trillions that he's been able to negotiate and get people to invest. And think of, like, that's the main lever he's using for any
the national security part.
So if we can't threaten countries with tariffs, like, we have to use another method, and it might be a weaker method, it might be a riskier, more dangerous method. So you could really make anything about national security. Like, think about all the things the CIA classifies under a matter of national security. You know, like, a lot of things like probably aren't even a matter of national security, but they could say it because it's like very vague and broad. So I think that even if they did try to do this, you know, there was a president one time that said when the Supreme Court ruled against him, he's like, all right, let them enforce it. Go ahead. You know, and it's not like the Roe v. Wade type of issue when the Democrats were mad about that. That's like a social issue. But this one, it's like, let the court enforce it if they try to do this. I don't think they will, but if they do, I don't think he's going to listen to them.
And things like chips, rare earth, and magnets are national security.
I agree. But this, to me, if it doesn't pass, it's number one catastrophic thing if it doesn't pass. If they
stop him.
I don't think you'd listen.
And I don't think he can.
No, how do they enforce it, though? It's a court.
What do you mean, how do they? Supreme Court?
Do they have an army?
No. You can't go there. That's not how this works.
He won't do that.
He needs them.
The Congress...
He needs them because the amount of credibility, if he didn't listen to them, 2028 is a lock. Newsom's your president.
But matter of national security, though.
If I'm running against him, I'm going to tell him the guy is completely against the Constitution, has no respect for George Washington, no respect for Thomas Jefferson, no respect for Benjamin Rush. I would go straight there, and they would play that all day long. And they would say, if he's going to break the Constitution, what else is he capable of doing? Mm-hmm. Now it validates their no kings to say that's where it goes to. It's the slippery slope. I just think the way he's doing it is the right way. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I'm less than 10% that they don't do it, that they get in the way of it.
Yeah.
Less than 90% it's a done deal. And I'm hoping he keeps they have this already? Yes, will the Supreme Court rule favoring the Trump? What are they saying? 25% chance it will? Is what they're saying?
That's correct.
Will they only 25%?
So 75% they won't?
Yes.
They won't reverse Trump's decision, you're saying?
No. Explain to me, because I'm about to put some money on. Rob, did you just post this right now yourself?
No. I Googled and found this through Kalshi. So 25% of people believe the Supreme Court will rule in favor of Trump. So the other 75% against Trump.
What? Like it's not going to go.
Yeah. But there's not a lot of crowd on
zero activity. Yeah. It's zero volume. So it's not like there's anyone involved in it for this to have any credibility right now.
Here's what the Speaker of the House could do in one sentence.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if the Supreme Court says that certain tariffs here are not national security protected by IEEPA, then we'll take a resolution up here in Congress to maintain the tariffs as issued. Mm-hmm. Bang, goes the gavel.
Yeah.
That's all the Speaker has to do.
Yeah.
Now, he's got to get 60%, but now he would be putting the vote on the back of Congress. Do you see that, Pat?
Yeah.
You know what? Let's just take a vote and keep it. And now, okay, Chuck Schumer, gather up all your buddies in the House over there across the hallway.
Yep.
And say no. Mm-hmm. Say no to the American people. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Right. Yeah. Where is Mike Johnson? Why? Like, he was best friends with Trump at first when he first got in, but I haven't heard a lot from him.
That's the only thing that Johnson would have to do?
Yeah.
Okay. If the Supreme Court says some of this is not national security, the ones who are national security, we leave them alone. Mm-hmm. The other ones, we vote. No problem.
Yeah.
I'm just confused. There's 9 Supreme Court justices. 6 of them are conservative, right? So what do you think that they're trying to talk to the conservative ones, the Democrats, and saying, "Hey, just trust us. Let's screw him over." He's like, "What?" I don't understand the logic in trying to destroy what this guy is building. And I get it. They hate Trump. Everything's anti-Trump. Like
That's the logic.
That's unbelievable. But mainstream media is not telling these people nothing. It's just all feelings.
Well, it all comes down.
Yeah, exactly.
It all comes down to what the law, quote unquote, allows, right? So I was watching this debate on Fareed Zakaria. There was a Harvard law professor who specializes in tariffs, which he called, quote unquote, regulating imports, which are just tariffs. And then there was a Justice Department advocate over there, basically debating, and it's all legalese, it's all law. You know, you said how lawyers are ruining America. They're hanging out in playgrounds just looking for kids that slip and fall and hurt themselves, then sue people. It's all legal stuff, which is beyond what basically our understanding. But Peabody made a good point. Trump's either a fascist and he doesn't listen to anybody and he just kind of does what he wants, or he actually has to abide by the rulings of the law. And the Supreme Court ruling, whether they like it or not, is going to get in their way. This is the whole premise of America, of checks and balances in the executive and the judicial and the legislative. And the whole part with the legislative, when Trump announced Liberation Day, which was in April, I believe, this has all sort of been culminating since then. So if he is a fascist, then he can't, he has to go through this. The big issue that I have a problem with, the big issue is, enough with the printing money and just giving people money. This $2,000 quote unquote dividend. So how many people are going to qualify this? 100 million people at least?
I would like him to keep it as low as possible, as 10 million people.
I don't even want anybody to get this freaking money.
No, but let me tell you.
Because if 100 million people get $2,000, that's $200 billion just given to people.
Let me tell you how this works. Of course, I don't want anybody to get any kind of entitlement money. But if it came out of his mouth and he doesn't keep it, then you're playing games. It came out of his mouth. He already said it. He has to do something. Okay, now if you do it only for 5 million people, 10 million people, 20 million people, there's got to be something that goes to a certain percentage of people to say, we came through.
But who are those people?
I don't know. All I'm saying is if it came out of his mouth, he has to keep it.
Let's give it to the families with kids, take care of them, the working families.
All right, let's go to the next story.
Welfare state.
Let me tell you what's going on today. We haven't done this in a while. So this is probably going to go in 30 minutes. We have a new hat that we've been working on for months, and it's officially here in 2 colors. Each are limited, numbered. Out of 150, they will go like this. Having said that, here's our latest Future Looks Bright hat. Go ahead, Rob. Then you look at that. By the way, it's sick, black and white. Zilur.
That's
Cash. Damn.
Who's that guy?
Who was that male model?
Who was it actually?
Justin.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Is that really Justin?
Well,
Look at this guy.
Justin kind of is a male model. Let's give him the little credit. Come on.
Sick.
They were going to go with Rob first.
I love it. I love it. So here's what we're doing. They're both limited, black and the white. If you order both, we're going to send you one of the shirts. The Future Looks Bright. Rob, if you can click on the link, go to it, click on the hat. I think they're numbered. It says 150. Zoom in on the hat on the side. Keep going. Whoa. 150. Numbered out of 150, each one of them. So black and white. If you order both, you can pick a shirt, white or black. We'll send it to you as well. But if you want to order more than that, do so. Always remember what happens with these limited edition stuff. Rob, go to eBay if you can and just type in Future Looks Bright on eBay. Anything we do limited edition, they go within 45 minutes to an hour. Wow. In no time. Go to Future Looks Bright and then press search and then go to the right if you can search by price, highest. Okay, one more. Look at this. Look at these hats. $9,800 hat.
Stop it.
I'm telling you, number $3,000. That's hats out of 50. So, they're numbered. They're limited edition. They end up over here for people that want to pick them up or sport them. If I'm you, like when I buy something nice, I'm going to wear them. If you believe the future looks bright, go to vtmerch.com. Place your order on these hats. They're limited edition, 1 out of 150, each one of them. Get it for yourself. Get it as a gift. Christmas is around the corner. This could be something you can get for someone who's a big fan of the PBD podcast, Valuetainment, who's also optimistic, that believes the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.